Hello, welcome to the channel. In today's video, I will be talking about top apps for newcomers in Canada. If this is something that you're interested in, hold that thought, don't go anywhere, and I'll see you in a bit. My name is Hamida and I film about living in Canada, occasionally some vlogs and some career content. If this is your first time here, thank you for stopping by. Please ensure to give this video a thumbs up if you learned a thing or two, and most importantly, do not forget to hit the subscribe button. If you're an existing subscriber, hey girl, hey guy, welcome to our channel. So without further ado, let's get right into today's video. I mean, as you guys know, navigating a new country as a new immigrant can be really daunting, but I've put together some apps that will sort of make this experience a tad bit easier. So I'm going to I sort of grouped them in different categories: navigation, transportation, food, dating, all of that fun stuff. So the very first one on the list would be navigation. So you need apps like Google Maps, City Mapper, you need Transit, right? If you're in Toronto, you need a Transit app to, see the timing of the buses and the the buses and the trains. Also, you can also download an offline app. Here's the reason why. A while ago, Rogers had like a crazy outage. I was also useless that day. And so imagine if you didn't have an offline app and you're stuck or you're somewhere where the network is really shitty. So everybody needs an offline app. So do yourself a favor and download the offline apps as well. So essentially, if you download all of these apps, don't be scared that you have a lot of apps on your phone. With time, you figure out which you prefer and delete the ones that you don't. But for the first time, I want to have options. So Google Maps, City Mapper, Transit app if you're in Toronto, Ontario, and offline maps. Okay? So now, to transportation, you need to download apps like Uber and Lyft. Those are the most common one. If you're in other provinces that have like different transportation companies, do well to download their apps, and maybe if it's phone number, do well to save that as well. But in Ontario, especially the GTA, you will literally be okay if you have just Lyft and Uber. And also note that these apps also have, like, for example, I know Uber, I've never done it for Lyft, but I know that Uber has ride sharing functions as well. So there are also ride sharing apps like Poparide. So you might want to look into what you have in your vicinity, but I know that Poparide works in Ontario, so where you sort of just book where you go and meet the driver somewhere and they drop you off, wherever it is you're going. People mostly use it for like far places that they cannot get like local buses to, right? So the next category we're going to is food delivery. So when it comes to food, right, you're brand new somewhere, sometimes you might have cravings that you want to satisfy. So there are some apps that you can download and then they deliver all of this to your doorstep. So first on the list is Uber Eats. You want to download Uber Eats and then skip the dishes, and then there's also DoorDash. These apps are pretty much easy to operate. All you need to do is download, sign up, and browse the restaurants that you want. You find local cuisines as well. So if you are still finding it hard to get acclimatized with Canada, that's okay. If you're from Nigeria, you find Nigerian restaurants on these apps as well. So feel free to download that. So the next one I'm going to talk about is grocery shopping. You want to download apps like Instacart. So Instacart pretty much has most of the major grocery retailers on the app, and even sometimes some local retailers like some Indian stores, some Chinese stores, and all of that. So essentially Instacart is the hub for all of them. So you can choose to order from multiple stores in one order. So if you find something somewhere or you found it cheaper some other places, so all you have to do is like pay, of course, the standard delivery fee, service charge, and then the taxes. So, and then another one to consider is the Walmart app. So I used the Walmart app a lot before I got a car, just because they were it's a bit cheaper than Instacart. They don't charge service fee and all of that. So you just pay for delivery fee, and it's like $9, at least for Toronto. I don't know what it is in other places. So you can place your order from walmart.ca, or you download the Walmart app, and then they deliver it to you. You choose your time frame for delivery, and they deliver to you at like $9. So if you don't want to, if you're like me and you're lazy, you don't want to keep going to the grocery store to push your cart, and you're still new, you rather just browse or search for things online as opposed to going into the store and getting lost, then I suppose you order for your groceries online as well. Now the next one I'm going to talk about is the weather apps. So you want to, most of the phones right now, even Apple and Samsung and all of that, you have an inbuilt weather app. So but then you want to check weather apps. Some provinces have specific weather apps, so you want to check the one in addition to the one that comes with your phone. Of course, you want to download those apps, just because in Canada you can have 4 weathers in one day, so you need to be equipped. And honestly, because of global warming these days, you cannot essentially depend on those happen 100%. Like the forecast changes in hours. It's ridiculous right now. But at least for the most part, you can sort of prepare yourself for how to dress for the weather and all of that. You don't want to be caught outside in a -5 degrees and you're wearing tank top or you're wearing this. So yeah, please feel free to download the weather apps for your own safety. Okay. Then the next the next thing I'm going to talk about is buying and selling apps. So moving to Canada newly, obviously you're setting up from the scratch, like zero, like PIN. You won't meet PIN in the apartment, for example, and you're setting up from the scratch. So you don't, yes, it's flex to buy like brand new things, but you can actually find really good deals like on platforms like Facebook Marketplace. So if you're like me that sort of cancelled Facebook before I came to Canada, because I'm not on Facebook, but I had to install it when I got here just because of Marketplace. So there's the Facebook Marketplace where people buy and sell items. So even if you had something, I sold things on Marketplace as well, and I bought a lot on Marketplace as well. So say for example you have something that you don't need, or you bought in error, or you had excess delivered to you, you honestly just list it on Marketplace, and you have people ask you for availability and they buy it ultimately, right? So also there's an app called Kijiji, right? If you're in Nigeria, you know an app that used to be called Gigi. I don't know if Gigi is still operational in Nigeria, but here it's called Kijiji. So I mean, a word of caution though for this buying and selling apps, you want to be careful because there are a lot of scammers out there as well. So they scam people for rent, they scam you for your product. I almost got scammed on Marketplace once, right? So they will tell you to pay before they bring an item. So really just use your discretion. And one of the things that I often check, especially when it comes to Facebook Marketplace, is how long the account has been opened. If it's a brand new account, I'm automatically suspicious. Some people will tell you to do like a part payment just so that they know you're serious about it, and that's fair enough, but not like part payment of paying like 50% upfront. No, you get what I mean? So yeah, those are reasonable. But then if you have to like pay everything up front, then it's suspect. Most times best practice is to see what you want to pick up. If you like it, you go ahead with it. If not, you move on. Like that's how it works. So you want to be careful, you know, of scammers. Do your due diligence, okay? And also on the note of buying, you want to download Amazon. Everybody knows Amazon. Honestly, I'm an Amazon girl. Like, because I'm also subscribed to the Amazon Prime, which you should too. Is like $11 per month, and you get free delivery no matter how many orders you place. You also get access to Amazon Prime TV, so it's a win-win, right? Even if you don't order things in a month, you definitely will stream something on Amazon Prime. But essentially they deliver to you for the most part the next day, unless they're shipping from like far places or like places that are not within the province, but it's relatively fast, and they most times have good deals. I'll probably do another video talking about how to like source for good deals online and what to check, you know, before you go ahead to place that order for that big thing that you want to buy. But today's video is just talking about the apps. So there you go: Amazon, Kijiji, Facebook Marketplace for buying and selling. So for job search, I shall put this forward because I mean this is very important. For job search, you want to download LinkedIn, Indeed, and Glassdoor. Everybody knows LinkedIn. That's your professional profile. That's where you want to be. I mean, I got one of my jobs from LinkedIn. The other offer I got was from a platform called ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter also has an app. You want to download that one. And then there is Glassdoor, where you check ratings and review of the company, and also sometimes salary range and interview processes and all of that. You don't want to go work for a toxic company, so you want to do your research. Okay, so you download Indeed, LinkedIn, and Glassdoor. All of this you can access on the web, but with app is pretty much easy to navigate and it's easier for you to work with, if you get what I mean. So yeah, those are the apps you need for job search. Now for dating apps, my single ladies and gentlemen, yeah, you want to find love in Canada, it's possible. So you want to download dating apps like Bumble, you want to download Inge, you want to download Tinder, you want to download OkCupid and the likes, but those are like top of the lists. So feel free to check them out, and who knows, you just might find love. Go on dates, explore, meet new people, network, all of that fun stuff. So yeah, because kind of like I'm boring for newcomers that don't have friends or don't have family. Even if you do, everybody's busy with their lives. So, and yeah, there's winter blues and all of that not so fun stuff. So you want to just sometimes just go on dates and talk to a stranger, if you get what I mean. So yeah, feel free to download either or all of those apps, depending on how serious you are about finding the one. You get what I mean. Then obviously when you come into Canada, most jobs these days require that you have a driver's license, right? And the way it works in Canada is you have to do the knowledge test. So regardless of whether you've driven for 25 years in your home country, as long as you want to get a Canadian license, you're going to need to take the knowledge test before you even do the drive test. So there are apps for that, but before then you can go to the ontario.ca, the government's website. There's a handbook there for free that you can read, and so there are apps that you can literally download on your phone to see practice questions. And if you're an Android user, there's an app called G1 Drive Test. I'll put the picture here for you to see. That one is pretty much straightforward. They have test questions, they have marathon questions. You want to go to marathon where you have lots of questions to attempt, right? And to be honest, the questions always come, at least for Ontario. I know for a fact the questions come from that app. That's what I use. That's what I recommend to people. But I understand that, recently I found that Android users don't have it. So there are other alternatives on the Android apps. Well, I didn't really like them. So if you're an iPhone user, then by all means download this particular app and you would love it. Also, because you're new here and you'd have a lot of documentation, so you can get a new job, when you're trying to sign a lease, when you're trying to so you want to download apps that would help you edit documents, so you don't have to print, sign, and scan it back, all of that stuff. So you want to download Cam Scanner, you want to download DocuSign, and Apple Notes is actually really good with that. With Apple Notes, you can also scan documents, right, and edit it and do all of that fun stuff. And there is another one that I personally love. It's called the Adobe Fill and Sign. So if I have any form, that's usually my go-to. It saves my signature in there. I just use the signature, and I can have, to be fair, I can have different signatures, but it's just really easy to edit forms and fill forms in it, save it, and then upload it wherever you want to. So yeah, you want to get those documents or apps for documentation. On a final note, if you, of course, as a new immigrant, even when you get a new job, you're going to print some documents. So I made the mistake of when I first came, I used to go to I just googled print document near me, that sort of thing, or business centers, all of that stuff near me. And I think I went to a UPS store and I think one other store, but essentially those ones you would print it, but it will be expensive. So the best place to go is Staples, right? Staples charges you based on how many colors are on the paper, but all of these things, you can literally print a white and black document for as low as 10 cents or 15 cents. So like you want to go to Staples and print your document as opposed to going, and Staples is, you know, relatively popular as well. So what you want to do is just search Staples near me and go to the one near you. It's very easy. They will give you an email. You can use the self-serve option, which is what they will direct you to use anyways. So with the self-serve option, you send your documents to an email. It gives you a code. You go to the machine, you put in the code, and then you print your copies. Because I use it often now, I have the email on my phone, so even before I get there, I've emailed the documents to their email and I have the code, and I just go straight in to print my documents. So that is, you know, a recap of the basic apps that you need to sort of like function in Canada as a newcomer. You know, so like I said earlier, when you are settled, then you can decide which one you need or which one you don't need. Even right now, you can decide to go on the web to use them if that rocks your boat, but there are some people that prefer to use apps as opposed to like going on the web. I hope that you've learned something from this video. Please do well to give this thumbs up if you did. Share this video with your friends and family that just landed in Canada, and I hope that you find value in it. I will see you in my next couple of videos. Bye.